The importance of actually sharing your story with other parents is really, really empowering, and it's so easy to speak to people where they understand where you're coming from. So sharing stories to other parents, to other families, to as many people as possible, for me, is a really good thing. It's really positive, and it's probably more human than what we used to. Not human, yeah. With the service providers, it's not really personal. It's about their criterias. Do you fit? If you don't, they're not interested. But for personal stories, it is emotional for you, and sometimes you can't always talk to professionals about your emotions because they don't want to know it. But when you're talking to families and sharing stories with families, they understand, and that emotion, it helps you heal.
Even though you feel it at home, you feel it's just you and nobody else that's going through what you're going through. And it's good to hear other people's stories on video as well as in print, because in print you can sit down and read them. You can just pick it up, have a little look, but when you see it on video, you see a real person, you hear them. You can hear the sadness, you can hear the love and laughter as well. And I think that joins us, and it's really lovely to know that there is somebody else out there. No matter what the time of the day, night is, you can turn on your computer, pick a story, click through. You might think this one I can relate to, this one I can't, but I think it will give us in here that sense of not being so alone. And I would love to hear other people's stories and to know that there's other people in the same boat that I'm in.
Some just spend a lot of time trying to research a problem and how to overcome it. It's just about providing that support, really, to just encourage her to keep going, and that we'll find a solution.
And I think those stories are really useful because there's a whole lot of information at the moment, and it's really hard, enhanced individualised funding. If I hire someone, how does that work? How do I find people? All those sorts of things. So I think hearing stories from other families or from other people who live with disability where it's worked is really helpful. It's useful. It's practical information. So we're hoping that some future Networking for Inclusion seminars will have those stories as well.
What was best for me yesterday was sharing other stories, personal stories, where there's places out there who are willing to help you. Having also, it was the feeling in the room. It was really, really down to earth. You didn't have to just be there for the sake of it. It was quite comforting, actually, very relaxing. And that helps the situation. I think as a parent sharing stories, you get that really close connection with people because you're doing the same things. Not everybody is the same, but there's a likeness there that you go, oh yeah, I understand. And it's words that are not spoken, it's more of a feeling.
What would you like to learn from these stories? What kind of...
I think what I could learn from other people's stories are how they cope, how they manage, what beautiful gems they get from their children. And we do, even when you think my life's so horrible, it's never going to get any better, you can say, my child did this today, and it's so exciting, and it gives you that bit of hope for the next thing that you can hear. You can share it, you can grow from it. It's definitely the way to go.
Well, if we can help any other person in any way, that's, we're happy to do it. And it's just, if anyone ever needs to talk about something, or we're only a phone call away and all that sort of stuff. So it's just, yeah.
The wisdom that I want to share with other parents, especially parents new to this journey, is that it's okay. Everything, it hurts, but if you just rely on each other, the joys that you can get from being a special needs parent is, I had no idea that this world was out there, and that these amazing parents were out there, and that we're privileged to be a part of that group now, and we would never have known that this amazing world is out there if we didn't have a child like Marco, and we're better for it.
for me, it was a very lonely journey when my son was born, and wondering, you know, living day to day and wondering what the heck was going on and how we were going to get there. And I think being able to meet with other parents and exchange stories and provide support for one another, and sort of that camaraderie that came from that, from people who genuinely knew what it was like as well, not completely, but many of the same challenges that we all face, that gave me strength. So I really like this project, that you can film some really positive stories and that they can be in a place where people can access them when they need to.
What's
What
valuable?
about the group?
The parents all told their stories, and you could hear their struggles, their hopes, their dreams, where their children were coming from, how they coped, how they managed. We got new information. I heard about individualised funding, how it changed people's lives. I'd never heard about it before. So just little tidbits that people don't think matter, that could be the most valuable piece that another person might hear, and they can take that away and go, I didn't know we could get that, I didn't know that existed. And so you suddenly have a support group. Even if you disperse afterwards, you still gained a support group. It just makes you realise you can do better, you can do more, there is help, but we've got to know where to look, and it's finding it. It's finding the right help and embracing the positive stuff. Forget the bad stuff, because there's always going to be bad stuff. That's what life's about. But the good stuff, and you can improve. And if you can improve your life and your child's life, you can't really ask for more. Yeah.